Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to...
How the largest human gathering in the world works. What is that? What is the largest human gathering? You have any guesses?
Is it in the world?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Like for sporting events. Sporting events, theater. War?
War.
Imagine a city, about 15 square miles or 40 square kilometers, Switzerland or Bowling Green, Ohio. Like many cities, it's got roads, bridges, hospitals, fire stations, electricity, running water, the works. It's pretty normal, except that for 6 months out of the year, it's all underwater, and also that every 12 years it hosts humanity's largest peaceful gathering, which for 45 days in early 2025 drew more visitors than the entire populations of Thailand, Japan, Mexico, and the United States combined. That'd be sort of interesting, wouldn't it? The kind of thing you'd watch a funducational video about? If only it were real. Well, good news, it is real, it is interesting, and it's here, in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, just outside of Prayagraj, where these rivers meet. Every 12 years, this is the site of the Maha Kumbh Mela, a Hindu festival that draws millions to bathe in these sacred waters. And 2025 was the biggest one ever, involving 660 million visitors. Context, in a full year, Disney World sees 58 million visitors.
What? I have never heard of this thing. What?
Less than 1% of this crowd in 8 times the time. An average single day of the festival saw 5 to 6 million people.
I'm assuming it's an Indian thing. I mean, they do have a large population, so what, like basically half the country visits it? That's crazy.
Living in this temp tent city with another million or two stopping by. Context, this was the 2016 Chicago Cubs Victory Parade, the second largest ever peaceful gathering in the US, and its max 5 million attendees represent the low end of an average day's worth of people around here. So this festival is big, bigger than any of us are capable of imagining, except for those of you who've gone. But for those of us who haven't, what is this?
Wow, try meeting up with your friends to that. I feel like you're not gonna find your friend.
This is insane.
Vishnu dropped a bit of elixir of immortality from his pitcher, aka his Kumbh, and each spot holds Kumbh Melas on a rotating basis. The most important ones, the Maha Kumbh Melas, are here, where the Ganges, India's most sacred river, meets the also venerated Yamuna River and the mythological Sarasvati River. Celestial alignments also play a role in the size, place, and timing of the festival, but many of you are itching for me to get to municipal services, so we're gonna move on. What you need to know is that the point of this pilgrimage is to purify your soul in sacred waters, and the where and when are decided by a combo of ancient texts and the cosmos, while the how is left to us mortals. For the 2025 festival, the Indian government put up almost 80 billion Indian rupees, or 930 million US dollars, or 9.78 billion Norwegian krona to build the temp city. You can see it on Google Maps.
Wow.
It's huge and divided into 25 sectors, up from 14 at the 2013 festival and 11 in 2011. I had my quant team make a graph. Around here, monsoon season ends in October and city building starts right after. They start by marking the grid of temporary roads and building the jetties and floating pontoon bridges. Cables, pipelines, and metal sheets for roads get laid next. In the end, there will be 250 miles or 400 kilometers of roads and 775 miles or almost 1,250 kilometers of water pipes in the city. Enough to stretch from Times Square to Bermuda.
Is it not a city, or is it a city, or is it a fake city? What is it?
I think it's a fake city in a sense. It's man-made city. This is insane.
Along with basic city infrastructure, one of the first...
Well, city is a loose term, more like a village. You know, the way it looks, but...
things that gets operational is the medical system. Now, the best article I could find describing this covers the second most recent Maha Kumbh Mela in 2013, so here's how it worked then. There were 22 first aid centers across 12 sectors, each with a doctor, a pharmacist, and 2 inpatient beds. 10 satellite hospitals each had outpatient departments and 20-bed inpatient units, and a big central hospital in Sector 2 had capacity to admit 100 patients, as well as a testing lab, ECG, X-ray, and ultrasound equipment. This is also where specialist doctors, like orthopedists, ophthalmologists, and obstetricians were based. And in case that wasn't enough capacity, nearby Swarup Rani Medical College had 100 beds reserved in case of a mass casualty event at the festival, and there were 2 infectious disease hospitals built out in case of outbreak.
All the people that go only 100.
But seems there's no bullshit going down. I mean, if there was an incident, you know, they would improve it, but there's no need for it. Wow.
Any of these services, there were 70 ambulances, including some river ambulances. In total, 243 doctors treated 100,000 patients over the course of 2013's event. Of course, medical...
I mean, 100,000 patients sound a lot, but keep in mind out of 660 million people, that's nobody. That's a mind. That's nothing. That's nothing.
Not the only types of emergencies the temporary city is built to handle. Many of the pilgrims who come to Kumbh Melas employ gas cylinders or rogue electric lines to, for example, cook. And while this is mostly fine, these things do sometimes, for example, catch fire. The 2013 Mela employed 422 firefighters across 36 fire stations. There are also police stations, which in 2025 were the base for around 40,000 cops. They also have something called Bulbaki Kendra, a handful of locations marked by big balloons that you use to find members of your party that go missing. See, a lot of the Mela's visitors don't have or use smartphones, so when you lose your friend in the crowd, it's hard to find them again. If you get separated, you can come report the person you're looking for, then they'll display them on their boards, make an audio announcement that you're looking for them, and put their info up on their website in case someone who is internet connected comes across them. In 2013, the system located 1,560 missing people. As for the rest of the facilities, 2025's temporary city
This
featured
is insane.
200,000 rentable tents, 25,000 free ones, 500,000 parking spots, and 150,000 toilets. There were 67,000 streetlights and a sanitation department clearing 400 metric tons of waste a day. They also added 98 special trains to get more people to and from the site, and whew, you need to take a breath. Outside the temporary city, a permanent building holds the Mela's IT operation, as well as much of its surveillance called the ICCC. See, crowds of the size they regularly see at Kumbh Mela events are dangerous. Stampedes and crowd crushes have claimed many lives at many
I
Melas
can
and
only
other mass
imagine.
gatherings. And while the festival
Yeah.
seems a low-tech affair for many of the pilgrims that make the trip, high-end technology is all over the place in the name of keeping them safe. For one, 2,700 CCTV cameras are set up across the city, and people in this building monitor them to see if,
Wow.
for example,
This
a
is
fire breaks
something
out.
I can
Yep.
only appreciate and experience on YouTube. I don't know if I can find myself
Yeah, I
going in
would
there.
not attend. I'm good, but so fascinating.
Mhm.
Well, many cities rely on
Like that's actually really impressive how they just built a
Yeah.
temporary city for this.
residents to phone in
Because
emergencies.
we have like situation like Firefest, Coachella, where they
Yeah,
don't
but
even
that-
know how to host like the small level of
This
crowds.
is
This is like they need to take
660
a note from
million
their book.
people.
They need to take a note from their book.
You know, honestly, when I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe this is about Coachella because Coachella is going on and every
Mhm.
Coachella is a baby.
The ICCC tries to spot them on their own and can deploy firemen to the scene in a matter of minutes. Possibly a fireman on a motorcycle with a backpack fire extinguisher if the fire isn't near a road, which, fun fact, is the coolest guy I've ever heard of. Technology also does crowd control. AI tools in the cameras can estimate with 85% accuracy how many people are in a given place, and if the density hits 3 people per square meter, police are automatically notified and instructed to divert the crowd. There are even drones in the river keeping an eye on matters below the surface.
Wow.
All this to say, there are a lot of robots at work at this sacred function, and most importantly, dudes on motorcycles with fire extinguisher backpacks.
I can
In all,
imagine
it takes
a food vendor making money from this alone.
This is incredible.
About 2.5 years to plan a Maha Kumbh Mela, about 45 days to hold one, and about 2 months to rip it all down before the monsoon
Wow.
comes and rivers reclaim the land. About 10,000 people, mostly from the Dalit community, are tasked with unbuilding the city and removing lingering trash and offerings to the gods. About a quarter of the streetlights, poles, lights, and other infrastructure will be warehoused for later use at smaller versions of the Kumbh Mela before the next big dog in 2037. The rest will be distributed around Uttar Pradesh, pontoons to places that often flood, streetlights to unlit rural areas, so on. Other materials like tarps and metal sheeting often make their way to poor communities where they're used to build homes. With time, the river will return to a borderline acceptable level of fecal bacteria, and it will be like the Mela never even happened. And then, with a bit more time, it'll happen again. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to figure out what I can do in the next decade to be a motorcycle fireman by 2037.
Oh wow.
That's
Now,
it.
the Kumbh Mela might be the largest gathering of human beings on Earth, but you know what's the largest gathering of your fave creators making really cool videos on an ad-free creator-owned platform on Earth? This video
Oh, okay.
Can I see the comments?
Wow, this was really fascinating.
I never knew this even
I
existed.
did not know this existed either. Wow. Very interesting, huh? I thoroughly enjoyed the comments correcting a tiny error within minutes of the video release. Oh, actually 58 million is closer to 10% of 662 million. I guess he made an error somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised because I thought Mecca during Hajj would have been the largest gathering, but apparently it's only half of what Disney World even gets.
I didn't even understand the question at first. I was like, what do you mean by gatherings?
Sam, the 2013 and 2024 events are different from each other significantly. The 2013 one is called the Kumbh Mela, which occurs every 12 years, and the 2025 is called Maha Kumbh Mela, which occurs once every 144 years.
Wow.
Oh, so this is like once in like a couple generations. By definition, every Maha Kumbh Mela, which literally means a greater Kumbh Mela, is also Kumbh Mela, but has a greater spiritual significance and hence draws way more people than regular Kumbh.
Oh my gosh.
The crowds at Kumbh
Oh
Melas
my
are not
gosh.
big, but not as big.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
wow.
That's more intimidating.
Wow, this is so
Wow.
fascinating. Very interesting.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.